Evidence from clinicians and researchers suggests that extreme longevity is frequently linked to better preserved immune health and stronger resilience. We tend to think of the immune system mainly as protection against infections, but its role goes far beyond that. When immune defenses and immune regulation decline, we may also lose some of the body's ability to detect and control abnormal cells, which matters for cancer risk. And when the immune system is chronically imbalanced, especially through ongoing inflammation, it can also contribute to atherosclerosis, raising the risk of heart attack and stroke. Let's summarize both the medical and alternative recommendations on how to best support our immune system. Targeted nutrition. Robust immune defense relies on an adequate supply of protein, energy, and micronutrients to synthesize immune cells, produce antibodies, and maintain the integrity of barrier tissues like the skin and gut. A Mediterranean-style diet remains one of the most well-researched patterns for lowering chronic inflammation and supporting long-term health. Supplementation should remain highly targeted and evidence-based, used primarily to address documented deficiencies in P vitamins A, C, D, E, B6, B12, and folate, or minerals, zinc, selenium, iron, and copper under professional clinical guidance. Sleep optimization. Most adults need at least 7 hours, often 7 to 9 hours, of regular good quality sleep to support normal immune regulation. Short sleep is linked to higher susceptibility to respiratory viral illness in controlled exposure studies. Moderate physical activity. Regular moderate physical activity improves immune surveillance by ensuring immune cells circulate and patrol the body more effectively. The key is to train and recover. While moderate exercise supports immune function, repeated overload without sufficient recovery can be counterproductive. Prioritize consistency over intensity. The best dose is the one you can sustain long-term. Stress management. Chronic stress elevates systemic cortisol levels, which actively suppresses the immune response and promotes long-term low-grade inflammation. Implementing stress reduction techniques facilitates a shift into the parasympathetic state, which is essential for homeostatic maintenance and repair. Gut microbiome integrity. Since approximately 70% of the immune system is located in the gut, maintaining a diverse bacterial ecosystem is paramount for systemic health. Modern research indicates that the presence of specific gut bacteria can even determine the clinical efficacy of advanced cancer immunotherapies. Sunlight and environmental exposure. Controlled midday sun exposure is the primary driver of vitamin D synthesis, a hormone critical for modulating immune cell activity and preventing autoreactive responses. However, the biological benefits of sunlight extend far beyond vitamin D production alone. Furthermore, spending time in natural environments, often referred to as forest bathing, exposes the body to phytocides, plant-derived essential oils that have been shown to significantly boost the activity of natural killer cells. Tobacco and vapor abstinence introduce oxidative stress that damages the delicate mucosal barriers of the respiratory tract, compromising the first line of defense against airborne pathogens. This chronic irritation creates a pro-inflammatory environment that hinders the body's natural healing and defense mechanisms. Alcohol limitation. Alcohol has dose-dependent effects. Heavy or binge drinking can impair both innate and adaptive immune responses and is linked to higher susceptibility to bacterial and viral infections. Even if you don't feel it day to day, excessive intake can temporarily reduce the body's ability to fight infection and impede recovery from tissue injury, while chronic heavy use sustains immune dysfunction.
We're dancing in the street all night. Come on, ladies, let's go! Woo-hoo-hoo! Can anyone tell me why I didn't wake up in my bed?
Systematic hydration. Hydration supports mucosal defenses. Your mouth and airways rely on saliva and secretions containing antimicrobial proteins. Studies show that even modest dehydration can reduce the secretion rates of key antimicrobial components in saliva, weakening your frontline barrier defense. Aim for steady intake, adjusted for heat and physical activity levels. Healthy weight maintenance. Obesity is linked to immune dysregulation, characterized by chronic inflammation, impaired defense against infections, and lower vaccine responsiveness. This focus isn't about aesthetics, it is about shifting the immune system away from constant inflammatory background noise. Even modest fat loss combined with improved fitness can significantly enhance immune balance. Proper oral hygiene. Advanced gum disease and oral infections can lead to chronic bacteremia, placing a constant, unnecessary burden on the systemic immune response. Meticulous oral care reduces the overall inflammatory load, preventing oral pathogens from triggering wider cardiovascular or immunological issues. Antibiotic stewardship. Antibiotics must be used judiciously and only for confirmed bacterial infections to prevent the rise of resistant superbugs. Inappropriate use can disrupt the gut microbiome, which may take months to recover and restore its protective immunological functions. Hand hygiene. Regular hand washing with soap and water remains the most effective mechanical intervention for reducing the initial pathogen load on the body. Glycemic control. Keeping blood sugar within a healthy range supports immune resilience, as elevated glucose can weaken white blood cells and promote chronic inflammation. Even pre-diabetic glucose levels are linked to a higher risk of infection-related hospitalization, a risk that rises further with clinical diabetes. Early microbial exposure. The hygiene hypothesis suggests that normal early life exposure to diverse microbes through outdoor play, pets, or farm-like environments helps the immune system learn tolerance. This exposure is linked to lower rates of allergies and asthma later in life. Fasting. Evidence regarding fasting's direct impact on immune function remains mixed. While it can trigger autophagy, cellular cleaning, very restrictive fasts can harm immunity if they lead to protein or micronutrient deficiencies. For many, the immune benefits of fasting are likely indirect results of weight loss and improved metabolic health. Vaccination. Vaccinations serve as a controlled rehearsal for the immune system, allowing it to develop memory cells without the risks associated with a full-scale infection. This primed state enables a rapid and decisive response upon future encounters with the actual pathogen. However, views on vaccination remain divided. Enjoyed the video? Like and subscribe. If not, hit subscribe anyway and be as happy as possible.